calculated columns. Now let's say you have two different columns. Let's say you have selling price and you have buy price. You want to calculate profit. What you are going to do? So simply like in school we have studied profit is equal to SP minus CP, that is selling price minus cost price. So you are going to subtract this column, like you are going to subtract selling price with cost price, and you will get the profit. Now here we need two columns. So those two columns are going to be taken into the calculation, right? We are simply going to apply subtraction, and the result of this subtraction or the calculation that we are going to do is going to be a new column. We will be adding a new column in our data model. So the thing is that calculated columns are going to be a new column that is going to be added to the table after doing some calculation. Not only calculation, let's suppose you have two string type column or two text type column, you want to combine those two, you want to create a new column. So basically calculated columns are going to be the new columns that you are going to add by computing row by row during the data refresh or load, and they are going to store in the data model, and it is also going to increase the size of the data set. Size of data set means what? If you are adding one more column, obviously it is going to increase the size. It is going to take more space in the memory. So this is going to be for simple calculations over here, and it is ideal for static calculations. So when you don't want the things need to be dynamic and all, simple calculation you want to perform, you want to calculate the percentage, profit loss, all these things, that time you are going to use calculated columns also. So it involves categorizing the data or combining the fields for filtering out, and what exactly you are going to do, you are based on that you are going to create more filters, you can create more slicers, and you can create more visuals after getting a new column. Sir, where I can watch recorded lectures? So recorded lectures link I think you will get in your Telegram group. Other sir will be sharing the link. Piyush sir, students will not be getting the recordings of the sessions okay, because these are the live sessions, so they have to join okay, at the time only. Mm-hmm. All right, all right. Okay, thanks for the clarification, ma'am. Okay, guys, so you won't be getting the recorded lecture, but the things are simple. I'm taking time, and I don't think I'm going in fast pace, so you don't need to go through the recordings. I guess all the things you are going to learn in the session, and it will get stuck to your mind. You're not going to forget all these things. Fine. So these are the need of calculated column over here. The example that I have taken, let's suppose you have two columns, let's say first name, last name, you want to combine both them, you want to concatenate both of the columns, so you want to create a column with the full name. That time we will be using this. Or if you want to calculate profit per row, so that time you are going to use all these things. Let's move to the measures. Now measures are for dynamic calculation. So here it is going to aggregate the data based on the report or the visual context. Visual context computed at the query time. So whenever we are going to write the query, that time it will get computed. And one more thing is about measures. Measures are not going to be stored in the data model. That means you are not creating one extra column. It is not going to occupy space in your memory, right? And it is going to be ideal for like when, let's suppose you want to create a sum. You have a profit column and you want to create a card where you want to show the total profit, total sum of profit. That time we can create a measure, or measure you want to add that total profit with some categories. That time it is going to be useful. So for all the aggregate functions like sum, average, calculating the ratios, that can change based on the filters or the slicers that we are going to add. So basically they operate in the filter context, respected based on the filter, your visual report that you're going to create is going to get changed, right? And this approach, when we are going to create measure, it is not going to occupy space in your memory, so that's why it is memory efficient, and it is going to be responsive in generating the report. Fine. So we can see the like quick difference between columns and measures. So calculation time, if you talk about the columns, it is computed during the data refresh or load, and measures are going to computed during the query time. When we are asking something, that time it is going to get computed. So calculated column, whenever you're going to refresh the data or you're going to load the data, that time it will get calculated. If you talk about the storage, calculated columns are stored as you are creating, you're adding something new to the data model, you're adding an extra column, it is going to get stored, while measures are not stored, calculated on the fly. So you can say like it is going to be virtually over there. If we talk about calculated columns, the context is going to be row wise context. So if I'm having a selling price column, I'm having a cost price column, so I'm subtracting it. So row wise, I will be getting the profit. So that is going to be the row context, and measure is going to be the filter context. Let's suppose in future you want to add some filters or you want to add slicers. That time it can be used. Talking about use in visuals, yes, it is getting used for slicing, filtering, and row level display, calculated columns, while measures are going to be used for aggregated values like sum, average, and performance wise. If you're going to see, yes, as it calculated columns are going to increase the model size, it is going to be slower in refresh. Like in this case, it is not going to be slower with the the data set that we are using as of now. The data set that we are using as of now, it is only having 51,000 rows, 51,000 records. But when you will be working for your organization, that time you will be handling millions of records. So that time you will feel this difference. Why I'm saying it is slower. So there is difference between thousands of rows and millions of rows. And in industry, you have to work on millions of rows and sometimes billions as well. All right. So measures are memory efficient, slower query time for the complex calculation. Fine. Now, how we are going to add all these things? So we are going to start with the practical just right now. So here is the DAX formula where we are going to do. Here, what we can see, we have one option called new column. We can add a new column. That new column will get added. We have to give a name to the column and what function you want to use. So we have one function called year function. So we'll see. Let's try to implement this thing. Let me just go to the Power BI. I hope all of you have downloaded a dataset. Anyone here who have not downloaded this dataset that I have said? This dataset, guys. All of you have this dataset. Anyone require? Okay, I'll do one thing. I will be sharing the link to this dataset again. So all of you can download and load it over here. I think I don't need to repeat the loading part. You are familiar with the loading part. So here is the link to the data set that we are using right now. I have said you can download it from this site. The same link I have said. Okay. Just come over here and you can download. Fine. All right. So what we can see over here, what exactly we have. As of now, we are in on the order table. We are in the table view. Right now we are in the table view. Not previously we were in the model view. Right now we are in the table view. From here you can go back to the report view. From report view also the things can be created, but better you come to the table view. You will see the tables. What are the tables over here? Let's try to implement few things over here. As you can see, which column is selected, sorry, which seat is selected or table is selected, order table. In this order table, I have order date, I have order date, I have shipped date, and there are no other date column. What I want to do, I want to add one more. That column is going to be nothing but the year, in which year it was ordered. So here I'm going to click on new column. New column you are going to find here inside the table tools. Okay. Even if you're on the view over here, so you have to come back over here in the table tools. You are going to find new column. Just click on new column, and here it is going to work as a query. We will be writing some sort of query over here, and here you go. Now what you can see, one column got created. One column got created, and we can see the type and all. As of now it is taken as whole number, but when we are going to use a particular column, this type will change. What exactly we are doing, all the things are getting done. So first of all, I want to change the name of the column. By default it will show column 1, column 2, and like that. Here we are going to simply mention order year. I've just given a name order year. What I want to do, I want to extract the order year. Which column I need to use? Order date. So first of all, we are going to use this function year. Over here we are using what? Year. Here we have to write the function name. Once you are going to open it, what you are going to find, you will be getting this thing over here. You can mention the date over here. Orders. I selected orders, and here from here what we are going to do, we will select the order date, and we are going to close the function. Pretty simple, right? We have given the name of the column. We have used the function year. Year function is very simple. It is going to extract the year from the given date. And as of now, you can see no other things are added over here. Column has been created, but nothing is added over here. Let's press enter. Here we go. I pressed enter and everything got added over here. Basically, nothing much, but we are able to extract the year from the given order date. It got added over here. Fine. So I hope you find it easy. Let's talk about another function. We'll be continuing with our slides over here. So calculated column creation. So we can calculate the column in this way. We can create a new column. So this is how calculated columns are created. It doesn't mean that you need two different columns. From a date column, we can extract month, we can extract year, and several things. Right. So we were talking about dimension. If you remember, in the morning session, we were talking about a dimension. If we are talking about a calendar part, so in calendar we have year, we have month, we have days and all, and one more thing is there, quarter. So quarterly also you can divide. So this is how, the simple way we can create a calculated column, and how we can create the measure. The same, you can go to the table view. In table view, under the table tools, you are going to find this option called new measure. Now in new measure, what we are going to calculate, let's say I want to calculate the average sales. What I'll do, let's go back to our PPT. Okay, this thing is created, fine. Now what I have to do, I'm going to select the order table again. Here I just clicked over here. I came out of it. This column is added. I can delete this also. Later on I can delete it. Let it be, as of now, let it be. Now here I want to create a measure. We can create measure in multiple ways. The first thing you can see, like measure you don't need to come back over here to create the measure. You can also create the measure from here. You can click on this three dot. You will find new measure option. Better you come here on the table view. In table view, you will get this option, new measure. And there is one more option called quick measure. We'll be talking about both. First of all, new measure. How we are going to create a measure. Simply let's create it over here. Measure got created. What we want to calculate average sales. Average sales from this order table. So we have sales column. Yes, we have the sales column over here. So what we gonna do? We are going to name it, let's say, average average sales. Now what we need the function average, right? This type of functions you might have used already in Excel. A few things you will find very common that you have seen in Excel and you are using it again in Power BI. Alright, so we have to calculate average sales. Done. Now here, this measure is not going to be considered as column. It is just a calculated thing that you are storing it somewhere else that you can add in a card later on. I'll show you basically how you're going to add in the card. So I have done it already. I have written the function. Inside the function, I have given the particular column name that we require and the measure name. Measure name. So let's hit enter, and this measure got created. It's saying working on it, and this will get created over here. And don't get confused, this measure is not a column. These things are the column over here. Let's come back to the report view. We are on the report view. And here what we have created, we have created year column, right? Order year maybe. Yes, order year we have, right? Now let's say I am just taking order year over here. In order year, I'm just going to mention, let's say, cells. Let's say cells. Let me take it as a tip. All right. So sum of, okay, order here is getting summed. We don't want it to get summed. Let it be. Order here. One thing we need to do over here, guys, we need to change the data type over here. Let's come back over here. Order year is not behaving like a year column. Okay, here you go. Now what it is getting selected as the whole number. We have to convert it into date time, right? Let's take it as date, not date. Now format we have to mention. Format what we want. We want only year. So here I am selecting year. So in data type, you have multiple formats. Here I just want to select this thing. Okay, I want year. It's working on it. Done. I think it has selected as the whole the same year. We can change it. Let's say all right. Let's convert it first. Okay, let it be. Let's talk about the measure first of all. I'll come back to the year. Now, let's say you have this particular measure, average sales, and you want to use it as a KPI, right? So you have two things. Either you can use gauze, you can use what card. If I'm going to take it as card, here you can see. We can see average sales, right? We can see average sales. Okay. Sir, how I can create order year one? Order year one, I just saw you. No? I'll repeat it. No problem. I'm going to repeat it. So here, what we have got, this is the average sales. We have given it as average sales. So if you want to, edit in all, you can simply come over here. You can edit the things over here. What you want to edit in the card, all these things we have discussed in the last session, right? In general, what exactly you want to edit, the properties and all these things can be edited. Okay, going back over here, selecting the average sales. Now, if we talk about the sales, we are talking about the currency, right? We are talking about what? Currency. Home table is order. So what we'll do, format that we are having, we are going to change from general to currency. Done. Let's come back to the report, and here you go. What we have, we got this thing in dollar sign, right? Now this can be kept somewhere over here as a KPI, that this is the average sales has been done. So all these things can be included over here. So this is the difference between the calculated field. Calculated field or calculated column is nothing but we are adding one extra column over here. We are adding an extra column. And whereas in measure, we are not adding extra column, we are adding one entity that is just going to be a calculation that can be used as a card in the report. We have used as a card over here in the report. And this could be added as KPI. I hope the difference is clear, guys, everyone. Let me know, is the difference clear? Calculated field and measure are both clear? Can I get some thumbs up? Sir, please explain once again. Okay, once more. Sure. I'll go once more. Let me do one thing. Let's come back over here, and this particular order here that I have created, I'm going to delete it. I'll try to create it again. Okay. So we have this option, delete from model. It's deleted, right? And I'll also delete this thing. The measure that I have created, I'm also going to delete this thing. I'm going to give a quick, replay for you. Let me just delete it from the model. Done. So we are here. First of all, to create a calculated column, a new calculated column, we have to select this option. After coming in the table view, new column, I want to create a column. Let's say I want to create order year, right? New column has been added over here. So what I'll do, I will first of all I'll change the name. By default, it will give column. If you're going to create one more column, it will be column 1, then column 2, and so. So here, first of all, we'll be giving the name as order year. Now, if we want to use year, then what we need? We need year function. Okay. Now we have to give the date. So date from where? We have the date in orders table. In orders, we are going to select the order date. Order date. We'll close it. Done. Okay, it is getting selected as what? It is getting selected as whole number. Let's try to change it from here. Date and time. Okay, something is getting. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be as a whole number. Fine. So here, when we have created a new year column over here, order year column, that column got added over here, and it got added here. You can see in the field also in the model. So it is going to occupy some space. So order year has been added, that we can use it later. Now the next thing is going to be, if you want to deselect it, simply click here on the table. It will get deselected. But we have added this particular column, order year. Next thing, what I want to do, I just want to calculate the average sales, or let's say total sales, total profit. What we can do, we can create a measure over it, new measure, and this measure got created inside this table only. It is a part of the table, but it is not occupying the space. It is created virtually. What we want to calculate, let's say we want to calculate. Last time I have used average, this time I'm using total sales. Total sales. Total sales means we have to use sum. Sum means what? We are going to use order sales column, right? We'll wrap it inside, we'll hit enter. Okay, as we know, sales represents something related to money, currency. So the format need to be changed to what? Currency. Now this thing we have to take care of, right? It has been added, but you won't be able to see in the columns. It will be here in the model. That is what we have created. We have created total. So total you will find at the bottom. It is alphabetically arranged. So here you will find total sales. Let's come back to the report view again, and here if I'm going to create a card, and in this card I'm going to put this total sales. We got it like this, total sales. Now one thing you will find over here, okay, we are getting in the million, but it's quite large, right? So many decimal points are coming. What we can do, let's come back. So here we have this option, change the number of decimal places shown. So what we can do, we can simply click over here, just a second. All right, so I made it 2. Let's see, is it reflecting in the result or not? Okay, now we got 2 only. Now this thing can be wrapped inside. We can use it as a KPI. What I did, this the decimal place that we have, I just increase it to 2 only. Previously it was auto. It was auto. Auto means what? Automatically it is going to detect. It is going to give you the precise decimal result. But here we don't want the precise decimal result. No one wants to see those type of results, because how you are going to read all those long numbers is not going to helpful. Here we will be using in this way, 2 or 3 you can take, but 2 is like widely used. Everywhere where you are going to see the report, you will find decimal with 2 decimal point. So 12.64 million total sales, right? Order year we have. Okay, order year we have. If you want to delete it, you can delete it. You can, if you want to keep, if you want to use it for the further use, you can use. As of now, I'm just going to remove this. let's say delete from the table. Order here I don't want. I have the order column. Later on we can use it. So guys, this was the difference between uh, calculated column and measure. If I'm going to just wrap it quickly, so calculated columns are nothing but a new column you're adding into your data model that is going to occupy some space. And if you're going to use measures, measures are just going to be a calculated entity that is going to hold some numbers that you can use as that you can use for aggregate functions. Okay, one question from Tejas: in Tableau we also do have calculated field with formula. So what in Power BI the formulas are same as Tableau? Yeah, we can say same. Look, the concept is same. Concept is same, totally same. There we are calling it as calculated field. Here we are calling it as calculated column. Right? Both are same. Few formulas you will find bit different. Names would be different, but most of the formulas name, the functions names are same. Not only in Tableau, other visualization tools we have like Click. We have one more. I'm just not forgetting the name. Uh, so like 4 to 5 you will find visualization tools that are sharing almost 90% of the same functions. Look, average is going to be same, sum is going to be same. So these are the very common things you will find same. Few like 10% or 20% difference you will find in the functions and all. I hope it is clear, Tejas. Right, now what are the best practices? Now we have to understand when to use what. Okay, when to use what. We know what is calculated field, we know what is measures, sorry, calculated columns, we know to avoid complex calculation that is going to might slow the data refresh time, so that time we will be avoiding. So measures we will prefer for dynamic aggregation, and that is going to respond on the reports. If we are going to add some filters and all, that time it is going to be helpful for us. uh, it is getting used to optimize the DAX for the performance, utilize two more functions that we have called calculate, filter. These two things are we have, like we also take it as a advanced DAX functions, calculate, filter. Naming convention. So guys, these things you are doing from the first year only. Whenever we are creating a variable, so we used to give a name that makes some sense. So here it is recommended use clear descriptive names like total sales or profit per unit, sum of sales, average profit. So just by reading the name, people will understand what exactly you have created. Right. So that's all over here in calculated field and column. So we'll be talking about basic DAX functions over here. So some of the DAX functions we will be discussing. What exactly DAX means? Data analysis expression, right? Data analysis expression. So here we are going to use DAX commands to perform some calculations. Let me just put it on the full screen. So we'll be talking about the practical applications of DAX, where we are going to use it, including some formulas, the context like row context or filter context. For row context, we will be using calculated column. For filter context, we will be using measures, right? So what exactly DAX is? DAX is nothing but a formula language, a powerful formula language. In Power BI, we also use it in Excel, Power Pivot. And you will find DAX in SQL Server analysis services also for creating calculations and performing aggregations. So here we are going to understand few of the DAX functions, some basics and some advanced. So DAX functions are used in different contexts. So row context and filter context, what are going to be the functions, we'll be talking about it. So DAX is going to be used for three main purpose. Two main purpose we have already discussed: calculated columns, that is going to compute each row stored in the model; measures to aggregate the calculation like sum, average and all these things based on the visual filter. We can also create new table derived from the existing data. From the existing table we can create a new table. That time also we can use DAX. So context wise, row context here is going to be used. The formula will get applied that is going to evaluate row by row. Each row it will get evaluated. That is going to be for calculated columns. In filter context, it is going to be applied when filter from the visual slicers that we used to add to filter out the things, or the DAX function with the limit of the data being evaluated, like in measures. So some basic DAX command we'll be talking about. So here we'll be talking about the syntax, step-by-step application, how we are going to write it down. So few of the things we have already seen. Let's jump to this particular. As of now, I think we have calculated sum, right? So sum we will be using only on numerical columns. Numerical columns. So when you want to add the total columns, like total of the columns, that time you will be using sum. Here I think we have used, let me come over here, we have taken as total cells, right? What was the measure we have created over here? Sum order cells. What we are calculating? Total cells, and I have given the same name, similar name over here. So we have calculated a measure. We have calculated a measure, right? So sum function, I hope all of you are familiar with. You might have also used in Excel. So sum is going to give you the total of the entire column. Total of the entire column in Power BI. In Excel, we can select how many rows we want, and that we can put the cells we want, and we can put it to the sum function. It will get calculated. But here in Power BI, inside sum, we will be putting the column name, the table name, and the column name, like this. Then what we have, average we have just seen, guys, right? So average sales, average revenue, right? For average we use average function. This one also we have used just right now. Let me add it again, so it will be a quick revision for you. We have calculated total sales. Let's say I want to calculate average sales. Let's say I am going to click here in sales, not sales, over here. We have to click here, order. I'm going to create a new measure. This measure name I'll give, let's say, AVG sales. And here the function that we are going to use, average. Just give me a second. Just a second. Alright, yeah. Sorry about that. So average sales, we will be giving the column name. I want to use average sales again. Column name and the table name and the column name. We'll wrap it inside. We'll press enter. Done. We got it over here. Now this can be used as a card over here. You can simply create a card over here. You can drag and drop a card. Let me drag and drop it. Okay, don't know why it is not working. Let me check. Done. So average sales we have created, we can put it over here. Done. This is the average sales, but again, this is currency, right? This is currency. We have to make it as a currency. So format is general. From general, what we'll do, we can make it as currency. Okay, let's say it. Okay, again, we are getting this type of result. Now what we can do, we can simply come over here and we can fix this thing to 2, 1, 2. Done. Let's come back and here we got the result. It's 2. You can see here it is M here stands for million. You will also find K for 1000. You will also find B if you are getting billions. Lakhs and crores concept is not there. So we are just going in the in the like US style. Like in US we'll talk about millions, billions and all. We don't talk about lakhs and crores. So that's why you will be getting the things like this. You will find K for 1000. Here average sales means what? On average, on each product, for each product, the sales has been done for this many rupees, not rupees, this many dollars. That was the average sales. So average we have seen. Let's move ahead. Now what we have, count rows. Two things are there. Both are going to do similar task sometime, and is also going to do different tasks also. Now what is the difference basically over here? So count is going to only count null blank values. Null blank value means what? Blank means null. You have created one Excel sheet, but in between one cell is empty. That means it is null. Here you can see we have one set over here, 101, 102 null and 104. If you are going to use count on this, count will tell you 3. Count will tell you what? 3. But count rows is going to count the rows even if it is null. Even if it is null, it is going to count. Right? Let's say I want to take the total count of orders. How many orders we have got? What we can do, we can come over here. We can go back over here, or from here also you can create, no problem. Let's say I clicked over here and I want to create a new measure. I'll create a new measure, and this time what we'll do, in this measure I want to calculate, let's say, total orders. I want to calculate total orders. I'm not calculating the sum of the orders. I'm calculating total orders, that is count of the order. So what we need to do, we need to use the function count. Inside count, I can do what? I can take something like order ID. Order ID is going to be unique, right? So where is order ID? Here it is, order ID. So table name, column name, let's close it. Let's hit enter. And this thing got added, guys. Total order here. We got a total order. What we can do, let's do one thing. Let's create one more card for it. I created one card from here, and simply we are going to drag and drop total orders. All right, so 51k orders, total orders, right? Let's come back. So total rows I want you to try on your own. So here the data set that we are using right now, the result is going to be same for both. Why? Because there is no null values in our data set. The dataset that I have shared with you, that dataset is not having any null values. But what you can do for your practice, first of all, create a copy of that same dataset. Try to remove random rows in between or a random cell and load that thing, and you can see the change. Okay, for me it is going to be same. For you also it is going to be same, until unless you are not removing any random element from a particular column row wise. So count rows will give you the same result when there is no null values. If you know there is no null value, simply you can go with count. If you know there is null values but you want to calculate the total number of the records, then you are going to use count rows. Okay, so one question from Viswajit: if we are using count rows, there it count empty also? Count rows, yes, it is going to count empty also. No, it is like, let me tell you, Viswajit, it will be clear for everyone. Just a second. Let's suppose, we have a table. We have a table. Okay. Let's say this is the head. Then let me create some columns over here. Sorry, rows. Let's say this is the order ID. Let me write it over here. Just a second. This is order ID. Order ID. So order ID number 1, 2, 3. Let's say I have written directly 5. It is null. Null means what? It is empty. 6. Now if I am using count, order, and here I'm specifying one thing. I'm not talking about all the different columns. I'm specifying which one. Order ID. Take order ID. Order ID. So count is going to return what? It is going to return 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will return 5. But for the same, if I'm going to use count rows, I'm giving the same order and order ID. This time we will be getting 6. I'm specifying what I'm specifying. I want to use order ID. I want to use order ID. I'm not talking about other columns. Let me just go back to your question. So with this definition, it should count the number of row available, isn't it? Yes, number of row available. Number of row available. So that is the difference. These are nothing but the very basic functions over here in DAX. Let's go ahead, and here we will be talking about some of the intermediate function over here. What we have calculate. What calculate is going to need? Calculate needs multiple things over here. Okay, let me I don't know why that chat got disappeared. One chat came, I think it got disappeared. No problem. Let me come back over here. Yeah. So we have calculate function. So calculate function basically mean the core purpose of this is going to be. Let's try to understand how exactly it is getting used. Let's say I want to calculate sum of sales only for the year 2003. Only for the year 2003. Where in rows we have the sales 2003. Right? We have created one column called order year maybe. What if there is written NAN? Look, the thing is that NAN you're not going to specify on your own. NN is not going, you're not going to specify on your own. And if you're writing NAN in quotation, that means something is there. Okay, if you're mentioning something intentionally, that is a totally different case. So NN you will find in data frame when you're going to import data in Excel. You will find NN. Here you will be finding null. You will find null. It will be written null. NULL. Both are same. NN and null both are same. Sir, can we add comments in the report? Yes, we can add comments. So in the collaborator view, you will be getting option to add the comments. All right, fine. So basically, what we want to calculate, let's say I want to calculate how many sales happened in the year 2003. So here we want to calculate, but I want to calculate based on a condition. So condition is if sales year is going to be 2003. Sum of sales, the revenue for the year 2003. Let's try to implement this. Let's come over here. So what we need to do, we need to calculate one new column, right? We have to, not column, we have to create a new measure. We will create a new measure. Measure got created. What we need to do, let's say I want to create something. Sales, not 2023, let's say I want to calculate for 2011 on 2011, because the data set that we are using right now, it is not having any year called 2003, then your result will be 0. So you should know what exactly your data is having. So here, first of all, we use calculate, and you don't need to remember all the things. Now it is going to tell you what exactly you want. You want what? Expression. What is going to be the expression? What is going to be the expression? Here, what we can see, we are calculating the sum of the sales revenue. Now, sales revenue over here, we don't have the sales table. Over there, it is mentioned as sales table. So we will mention order and do we have that thing created? No, that thing is not created. Okay, so in calculate we are getting only the measures. Let's say I'm taking the total sales, then comma, what we need. Here we have to mention the filter. Filter is going to be nothing but year function. In year function, we are going to mention order date equal to what? 2011. This is how we can calculate. Okay, something I got in the chat. You missed some function. Okay, I missed some functions. Yes. let me just remove this thing. Let me use the sum first of all. Thanks for reminding me, guys. Keep reminding me like this. Otherwise, my output would be, incorrect. Good to see that you are that much attentive in the class. Thanks for reminding, Nirmal, Uttam, Chirag. Okay, we take some. Perfect. Thanks. All right. So what do we want to do? Here, that particular column I have deleted. So what we are doing, we want to calculate total cells, total cells per year. For year, what? 2011. 2011. Let's hit enter. We got this thing. We got this particular measure, that is cells 2021. Let's take it as over here in the card so that we can see the result. Cells 2021. Let's drag and drop, or you can simply do a click here. The title and all you can change if you want to change the text and all, but we are able to create this card. Calculate function. Okay, so how does calculate is going to work? Calculate is going to work on expression and the filter. Two things is required: expression and filter. We need expression, we need filter. Expression means what? What actually you want to calculate. And filter, for on what purpose you want to calculate. Right? So calculate is done. So we are getting the result. You can put this result over here or anywhere. Let's come back over here. Calculate we have seen over here. Then what we have? Concatenate. So concatenate is going to work when you are having two text column. You are having two text column. So in our case, do we have any text column? And concatenate means what? Here you are not going to create measures, you are going to create calculated columns. Okay, so we have to first of all check, do we have any column where we can perform concatenation? Just a second. So what we have over here, okay, some suggestion you can give in the customer name and segment, product, country. Sorry, just a second. Yeah, country and region. Okay. Dhruv is saying customer name and segment. Path is saying product. Nirmal is saying country and region. Aswin, city, state. Yes, good. We can create city and state. City and state. Okay, if I tell you like we have to calculate two columns only two columns, we have to concatenate. What would it would be? Look, customer name we already have in full, right? We have full name. Country and region, okay. All right. Let's say I have customer name. Okay, I have customer name. I have to take the full address of a customer. What we can do? Full address. What the things we need to calculate? What the things we need to concatenate? Customer name with customer ID. No, I'm talking about full address of customer. Address of customer. City, postal code, state, country. Very good. So what we can do? We can take city. We can take state. we can take country, we can take postal code. All these things we can combine, or you can say concatenate. So you will be creating a new, brand new column. Now, for as of now, I want to show you for a small thing over here. Small thing means what? Here we have these two things called, let's say, category and subcategory. Okay, category and subcategory. So we can combine category and subcategory. What we need to do, simply first come out of this. You can click over here on the table name. You will come out of it, and here you can write. You can simply click on new column, and new column is going to get created. So here I'm just going to combine category and subcategory together. What you tell me, guys? Tell me, guys, what should be the order? Shall I put category before or subcategory after, or subcategory before, category after? What should be the correct order? Suggest me a name also. Suggest me a name. Name of this column. Okay, category first. Okay, both thing you can do. I'm not saying you are wrong, you are right. Few people are saying category, people are saying subcategory. We can take anything first. It totally depends what is the business requirement. Okay, someone has given me a name over here, subcat. That is subcategory. Let me get a num. Let's say category hyphen, not hyphen. Let me give it sub category, sub category. You can give your own name. It is just it. It doesn't mean that I am using category and subcategory. You are going to use the same. You can use in your own. The main thing is what is going to be the function. So function is going to be concatenate. What concatenate needs? Concatenate needs the column name. So text one. It is saying text one. So text one is nothing but order table. In order table we have category. Then what we need to do? Then comma. Sorry, not dot, comma. In order table we have subcategory. Subcategory PQRS. Here we go. We'll close the bracket. We'll hit enter, and here we go. It got created. If you want to make any changes, guys, let's say you want to add few more things. Let's say I'm just putting one more comma over here. Okay, sorry, it's not going to work over here. Let it be like this. So we are able to concatenate two different columns together. So these are the basic functions only that we are discussing right now. So, and all we should know all these things. Okay. Moving ahead. Over here we have if function. We have if function. So in if function, like when we are going to use if function, when we have to work with condition. If you remember, I told you about, let's suppose if my sales is above 10,000, I can consider it as high. If my sales is below 10,000, I can consider it as low. So if condition we are having in Python, you have already discussed if. So the same if we are going to discuss over here. We will be writing inside the if function only. We are going to mention the else part also. If this is not true, then what to take in the place of else? Okay, let's see. Let's come over here and we have to create, let's say we have to create one column called high and low. Based on what? The sales. If the sales are above 500, do we have above 500? Okay, I can't see anywhere 500, above 500. Everything will get considered as low then. Yes, no. Above 100, okay. You're saying above 100. Let's take above 100 as of now. Okay. If the sales are above 100, we'll take it as high, or above 200, you can also take. You can, you can come with one benchmark, like what do you think, what it is going to be there. So what we'll do, sir, max is 22,000. Okay. Do average. Average we have seen, right? Average is in front of us, right? Here. Average is 2046. Okay, we can do one thing. We have average. If the sales are above average, let's say above 246 or 250, right? Above 246, we can say it is high. Let's do in the same. What we will be doing, first of all, we are going to create a new column. Let's say, okay, what name it is considering over here? Sales category. So let's say I'm going to give it the name sales category. Sales category. So here we are going to take if function first of all. Sales volume. Okay, I'll take sales volume. Manas is saying take sales volume. Okay, nice name you have suggested. If now logic test. Logic test is nothing but we will be taking the order if a particular column, let's say average sales, let it be average sales. Let's say we have sales column. Let me take the sales column. If the sales is greater than 246, if it is greater than 246, then comma, if it is true, I'm going to mention high. If it is false, we are going to mention low. Done. Let's hit enter and it's working on it. Okay, now here we go. It's there in front of us. High, low, high, low. New field has been created. Right? Now this thing you can take over here. Let's say we have taken it as which measure? Sales volume, right? Let's say sales volume we have taken. By default, it will be taken over here. Okay, count we are not getting over here. Just a second. Alright, so we can see here in the form table. And the category is already created. That can be also used for the further use, like high, low, wherever we want to create an indicator. Sales volume with reason. Okay, sales volume with reason. that we can add. Let's say sales volume you have, you want to add reason. Let's say reason, I added reason, high low, high low. Let me think area chart will work. No. Let me take reason first of all. Then sales volume. Okay, now the thing is that the things are getting repeated. It's not going to work like this. It's not going to work like this. No, it's not going to work like this. We'll come back to it. Okay. Let's try to complete this thing first of all. I hope if condition is clear to everyone. If I have just taken the if it is above average. Average we have calculated just a few minutes ago. And if this particular sales is above 246, we'll consider it as high. If it is below, that is below average, it is low. Average could be the benchmark, we can say. And one student suggested take average, so we have taken average, right? If again it is very simple to use. One you are going to put one condition, and the next one is going to be after comma the value if true. If the condition is true, you will be taking this first value, first particular thing in the added in the column. If it is false, the second thing will get added in the, right? Let's move ahead. Now we have one function called related. So the main purpose of related is going to be it is going to retrieve a value that is related from the table based on relationship. So basically it works on the relationship, on the row context. So we can create a column over here. We can create a column and we can give the related uh, table name over here. What is the related table? And we'll get the column name over here. We can apply it over here. So what exactly, you can see the example over here. Sales product is equal to 1. So product ID is 1, product laptop. So what is common over here? What is related? If I'm going to talk about product name, it will return laptop, right? If two things are common over here, two things are common, so it is going to be applied on the related table. So basically we can use it to pull the product name from the related products table. As of now, we are not having a product table separately, so that is not going to work. We can think for some other things, like what we can take it out from there. What exactly we can take it out? So new column we can create and column name we can give with the related table. So let's implement it. We will create a new column again. New column we are going to create, and here we are going to mention the column name. First of all, we have to think like what we are going to take it out from there. Okay, we are trying to create a new column, but what exactly you want to add it over here from the related column. So let's not take this particular column. Let me just go through other columns first of all. Sorry, other tables first of all. We have people table. Okay, in people we have person, reason, we have market. Okay, now this thing can be taken as what we can say, like which product is written. Let's say it is selected as written, then which product is written. So we can consider with the order ID. Related table. From the order table, which table is related? Which table is related? We have we have this particular thing, that is order ID. Let's create a new column over here. I want to take it as product. Which product it was? All right. Which product it was? Now we are going to use the function related. In related, okay, in orders, yes, in orders, what we need to select? We need to select, let's say, yes, table will be there. Column we have to select. We want the product name. Where is the product name? Yes. Let's see. Are we able to get it? Okay, we are getting error. Okay, it is saying relationship doesn't exist. Current context. Okay, there is no relationship. Okay, let's do one more thing. Let me just take it with order ID, maybe. Okay, but relationship we have created between these two, we have to check what type of relationship is created. Market, yes. Market, I think it was created, but we can see. Column name only I have added, guys. Okay, based on market, it is done. Let me do one thing. Let me edit this thing first of all. Let's not take market. Let's take order ID maybe. Cross filter. Returns filter order. All right. So this is how we have to make some changes over here in the relationship. Okay, students are suggesting something, sir. We have to use only the column name. Now let me check it. Just a second. Sir, you missed active. Okay, it is not active. It's inactive. Just a second. Make this relationship active. Done. All right, let's check. Let me try it from the scratch. Let me just remove this thing. Fine. So we'll add a new column. Column name, let's say product. So related, column name, uh, related value returned from the other table. Okay, it is not taking up. That means one more thing I need to change in the this thing, that is the relationship filter I need to change. So we'll be changing the filter. Filter wise, we were having order and return. We are going to edit it and order filter returns. I'm just giving it save. Yes, it is active now. Let's come back over here. Related, then we want product. Where is the product name? Close it, hit enter. Okay, again we are so some sort of some sort of problem we are getting in the relationship maybe. Okay, we have the established relationship between these two table, that is people and yeah, order ID. Okay, someone is saying order ID. Why I need order ID? Order ID is already there, right? What I want to see, I want to see. You're saying order ID. Let's say order ID. So basically, order ID is already there. Based on this order ID, I wanted to see which product it is. So we are having one, no, some relationship issue with this particular table. So no problem. We can try to view the same order ID to product name. No, no, we can't create relationship like that. Order ID to product name. No problem. If it is not getting done, no problem. We can come back and we can see the in the people table. People table we have these two. Okay, so there is no specific thing we can add over here because it is having very low. One to many. One to many we have. Let it be. I'll get back over here. Select both filter. Both filter was already selected, Manas. If you are saying, I can try it again. So let's say I'm just going to manage relationship, returns and order. Both was done already. Okay, done. It's done. I'll try to put it again. Okay. As you're saying, I'll try to put it again. So let's say new column. Column name, let's say products or product. We will be using related. No, so it is not getting done because it's saying either doesn't exist or doesn't have relationship with the edit table. It is not finding the context. No problem. We can go with the next particular function. I'll come back to it. Maybe in the next session, I'll come back to it if it is not working. So the thing is that the example that is given over here is different and data set that we are using is different. So this was the basic functions. We have few advanced functions to discuss. So we'll be talking about few advanced functions also. Let's come back. So what we have time. So related to time, we have a lot of functions. So one of the function we have already used related to time, it was date, right? So Power BI also have time intelligence function in DAX. So that can be used for do some time-based data analysis. Time-based data analysis means what? You can also add it as time series analysis and all. So for all these things we can use. So where you have to calculate over dates, over year, over quarter, that time you are going to use these functions. So few of the functions are today. Today is going to give you the today's date. Like then now, what is the time right now? Day for the day of the in the given date, month in the given date, quarter which quarter that particular date belongs to, year, then totally YTD. So all these things we'll try to understand. Days in period, sample period later. So days. So what exactly today function is going to give you? Today function is going to give you the current date without time. Without time, it is going to give you the current date. Now what we want to do, we want to create a particular column where we are going to say like day since order, and we are going to take the date difference. Date difference means what? How many days it basically it's taking from sales date to today, in how many days. Now the data set that we are having, it is quite old, right? It is quite old. Let's delete it. Let's come back to the main. Yeah, let's come back to the main table over here. Yeah, sorry, table. Here we are going to create a new column for the order tables. So this new column is going to be nothing but day since order. So let's say days since order. How many days it is been like when you have placed the last order. So what function we are talking about right now? The function is date difference. Date diff, we call it date diff. Actually, it is date difference. So it will give us the difference between two different date. So three parameters is required: the date column itself, from where you are extracting the date. Here we are giving today, but you can give other things also. Let's say we are giving the order date and we are giving the ship date. What difference you are going to get? You are going to get a like when I have placed the order and when order is getting shipped. How many days it is taking to ship the order. So you can use ship date also over here, or you can use today. A day is nothing but what exactly you want. I want days, number of days. Let's put it over here. So date diff is the function, and here for date one we will be taking is add orders order date. order date, then what we are going to do, we are going to take the function today, and it was shown today. An interval you can take anything, day, quarter, whatever you want. So here I want to take the interval as day. Here you go. Now guys, the thing is that why the numbers are so high. If you're going to see the order date is like a decade ago, right? It is before 2015, like 2014 you will find, 2012 you will find. So all these things are there. Let's not take the order date. Let's take the number of days. I'm going to take. Okay, you will take years. Okay, you will take years. Years is also fine. Let's take years. I'll give you one more use case over here. Year.
Sabbas beta.
Working on it, and we got year, like 14 years, 12 years, and all. Right. So this is one use case, but basically how you are going to use with the current data with today function. Now let's say this is not the current data, as we know, this is the old data set that we are using. What we can do, we can take the difference between these two. When order is getting placed, when it is shipping. Order date and ship date. So instead of today, here we are going to simply mention ship date from order tables. Where is ship date? At the bottom. Ship date. Right, and here I'm not going to take in years, I'm going to take day. Let's hit enter. Here you go. It's taking what? 6 days, 4 days, 6 days, 7 days, somewhere more than 7 days. Somewhere you will also find 0, because on the same day some products are getting shipped. Right? I hope this is making sense, guys. Perfect. Let's come back. What is the next function that we're going to discuss? We have now. So now basically is going to give you the current system date and time. System date. So what exactly the date you are having in your system? And let's suppose you are using Power BI Online. So Power BI Online works on the server that is in US. You can also change the server if you are using in the Fabric. You can change the server and all, but by default you will be using on the US server. So current system date, if you are going to take, so current system date will be taken as the US time zone date. So you can use this particular function, time elapsed, how much time it took. Now means what? Current system date and time. So sales login stamp. So login stamp is not there. So now function is there. Then we have day. Day means basically day is going to use to extract or manipulate the date based data, especially focus on day level granularity, right? And we can simply format it in different way. So you have day function, then you have format function also. If you want to get the day name from the given order, let's say on which order that particular order was placed, on which date that particular order was placed, that we can do. And here we have format, triple D, double D in the format function. Format function is going to give you the day name. Long day name we will be using 4D. For short day name we will be using 3D, triple D. And just for the day number we will be using day. Let's try to use all these three. So what we will be doing, simply we'll click over here and we are going to click on new column. New column we have created. Now what we are going to do, column name will say let's say day, and day function we are going to take.
Oh, yeah.
In day function we need the date, so we are taking the order date. Order date, we are closing it, and one new column got added, and you can see according to that date, day 13th was there. Okay, it was day 13th. Now let's create a new column, and where we are going to use the format function. So format, not measure, sorry, measure I have to remove. Yes, new column. Let's say day name or weekday name, whatever you want, you can give. We will be using format. In format, we will be giving the value. So value is going to be nothing but from the order table. I want to take the order date, right? Now here you can see, like inside the format, you have given the date and you have to give this particular format, right? So here, when I just put the comma, here I'm getting format, which format we want. So here, let's say I want in the full name. So I will mention 4D. I'll close it. I'll hit enter, and day name will get added. Day name got added, right? Which day it was? Thursday, Sunday, and all. If I'm going to just remove one day from here, it is going to give me the short day. Like for Sunday, it will become sun. For Monday, it will become month, like this. Yes, DHU, short name. Now, what is your requirement? Based on your requirement, you can simply implement this particular function. I hope you find it all this thing easy. DAX is not that much hard. Just it, you need to practice. If you're going to practice 1 or 2 time or 3 time, you don't need to, come back to the files and all. Directly, you're going to implement it. Just few things you need to remember. So that was the day, and we'll be talking about few more things. Like suppose you from the from the given date, you want to extract the month. You have month function, right? You have month, and again, so basically month is going to give you the month number. 1 for January, 12 for December. Like in date function, you have seen it was giving you 1 or 2, 3. But here, if you are going to use function like format function, you are giving the date column, and here when you're going to give 4m, 4mm is going to give you January, the full name, and triple M, it will give you what? Jan. All right, so you need attendance form and feedback form. Let me check. Just a second. Yes, it is given in the chat, everyone. Attendance form and feedback form. Okay, one doubt from a student, sir. External mail and other details provided do not match in the portal from the mail. Other details are autofill and are different from the ones you provided. Okay, I'm not sure about it. Like, this team, ma'am, can you take this?
Sir, basically for this, they have to, students have to like contact to their internal guide, basically their faculties and all, they have to talk to them regarding it.
I think this message is already conveyed by this team, ma'am, earlier, guys. Okay, they want you to repeat, ma'am. Can you repeat again?
Okay, no worries, students. Many